Hey, 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 hey. What's going on? Happy Thursday. Yeah, we heading into the weekend. Hope all is well with you ladies. Hope all is well and good with everybody, yes. So let me jump into this, ladies. Let's talk, let's chat, let's chat. So here's the thing, right? So I think a lot of women been feeling a lot of pressure, right? Because generally speaking, if you're heterosexual, and you're single, you're getting older, you're in your 40s, chances are you would like to have a life partner. You weren't planning on living your life single and, spending your days alone, right? So, what I noticed though is that a certain level of desperation starts to come in. You understand me? And I'm gonna say this being as transparent as possible and being as honest as possible. You feel me? A certain level of desperado starts to creep in because you start feeling like it's never going to happen for you. Everybody doing it, everybody have somebody but you. You get tired of being the plus one, the only single person. Oh, who you date is nobody that you're dating. You may be a single parent or you may not. That story that's painted in regards to you, it gets old, and you start feeling some kind of way about it, and you may even start feeling some insecurities about it, like you haven't gotten picked yet, or you haven't gotten chosen yet, and then perhaps you had gotten chosen. Maybe you had a relationship that didn't work out. Maybe you've been divorced a time or two, right? So now you're still right back in the same situation with with a lot of other women who have never had a partner, right? So yeah, you don't want to be that person. You like company, you like partnership, you like relationships, right? But like I said, the certain level of desperation starts to seep in, and we as women sometimes we start, you know, everything starts to get pushed out the window. You know what I'm saying? We start rationalizing in our mind why this makes sense for us to do this, why it's all right for us to holler at this dude, why we should not holler at that dude, why it's all right to overlook this about him, why it's all right to overlook this about her. You feel me? And if I could get real specific, we go to saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, he used to deal with her, but that was, such and such time ago. It was a long time ago when they did this or they did that, or me and her ain't really friends no more. We was friends in high school, but we ain't really friends now. Like, we don't really talk like that. Forgetting that girl right there, she might have been the chick that was really like on your team and on your side at one point. You feel me? When other people were saying stuff about you or what, that particular chick was there for you for whatever reason, and y'all always was cool. But now that you desperate and it's this dude in the picture and you really wanted him for whatever reason, you throwing all rationale, all friendship, all girl codes, all everything out the window, right? Because in your mind it's fair game, right? And he's what my grandma used to call him, just right man. Meaning he's basically he's available, for you and me. I got just as much right to him as you do. Like my grandma said, the just right man, right? So everything that once made sense, oh, I wouldn't holler at him. Oh, this, that, and the third. I would never do this. All of that starts to go out the window as we get older, and we start to say, there's somebody, we start to feel like we don't want to be alone. We start to lose all rationale, all good judgment, all codes of conduct. We throw them out the window, right? None of that means nothing to us no more, just so we could get our pick. As if this pick is guaranteed for life. As if this pick is going to, make you so much more happier, or fulfill whatever that void is inside. You throw everything out the window to get this situation, not realizing what that's saying about your character, not realizing that the people on the outside looking in, it's like, wow, she moved like that, that's who she is, that's how she did that, that's how she handled that situation. Not realizing that although you may be getting what you want in one sense, you don't realize what it's making you look like in the other one. In the other sense, you don't realize the desperation that had to have kicked in, and the insecurity that has to go so deep that you're willing to throw out all good senses, all good judgment to say, hey, yeah, I want that. And to be honest, for some of us, it ain't even about that we're getting older. For some of us, that's who we've always been. Right? That's who you've always been. You've never had a code of conduct. You've never had any real moral standards to say, no, he's off limits. I can't deal with him because of X, Y, and Z. Now, I don't want to deal with him. And sometimes it may not even be a situation where y'all may be friends, but sometimes some things are just too close for comfort. And when I say that, I'm saying that it's too close for you and him to ever really be as comfortable as you might like, or as comfortable as he might like, because even if he don't show it, if he's already been dealing with a certain female, he already know how she moves. He already know how she thinks. So he already knows that in certain situations, he can't even be as comfortable with you as he wants to, because ain't no telling what you might do, when you might pop up and just decide to just go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he don't want to be embarrassed, right? Ain't no telling what you might say. So it's still a certain level of discomfort that the situation going to bring whenever you move in a certain way. Yeah, it may all look good and feel good, but you don't know what's in that person's heart, or what's in that person's mind, and how they thinking. You know what I'm saying? All you thinking is that you done secured your bag, but you don't even know that a person might be just like, man, you know what? Shh, I don't even know if this was worth it. You know what I'm saying? The way Short over here acting like, man, I don't even. Hey, man, look here. Yeah, I wanted to knock her down or whatever, but listen, I don't even know if it's worth it, all these problems I'm about to go through, what I'm experiencing, you know. And then at the same time, a lot of time a girl be done told to do put a whole spin on it, like, oh yeah, we don't talk no more. Or let me tell you something, watch energy. Always watch a person energy. If you've normally been going around a female, you know, even if it's not all the time, whenever y'all see each other, if it's all love, it's all hugs, boom, 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 mark in your mind that time when you go around her and it's not like that. Keep that in mind. Fellas, if it's the same thing, when you go around this dude and he normally what's happening, bro, you know what to do, and then you get around him again, and bro ain't got that energy. It's like he trying to get away from you, like he feels really uncomfortable in your presence, and you ain't doing nothing that you've never done before, right? But it's just his conscience is speaking to him, making him real uncomfortable. You ain't had to do nothing. Your presence adds pressure. Yeah, your presence brings pressure. And now they're not comfortable in the situation. They could have been there an hour or two before you. Soon as you get there, now you know, a couple minutes later, now they're ready to leave. Watch the other people watch the other players in the situation too, right? Watch the things that they're willing to speak with you about in front of them, the things that they're not willing to speak with you about in front of them. Watch all of that stuff. Because, hey, well, watch all of that stuff, because all of those things, they're dead giveaways. They're dead giveaways. Watch their energy. Watch how they move. Watch those vibes, right? They tell you a lot. They tell you more than words can tell you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think back, you're able to connect a lot of dots, put a lot of puzzle pieces together, and you look back and you like, you know what? That's why she said this when such and such left. She didn't say that in front of that person. It's that text. Yeah. You understand? So you got to watch all these things. Listen, and you know, it's real weird, like, because as much as we as women need each other, and we come to need each other when our families, you know, we're going through it with our parents, they're dying, or you know, loved ones, just bad situations. Usually it's your sister crew that come together and really stand up and stand out for you. You know what I'm saying? But these same women that you will be willing to go against for a man, right? This same sister group that you're willing to risk it all for will be the same group that you really need when it comes down to it. You see what I'm saying? So, like, women, we have to get a little smarter about how we move. Yeah, we may feel like, oh, it ain't that many men out here, every woman for herself, and da-da-da. Like, you can get a laundry list of reasons why how you move is okay, or reasons why you move like this and you move like that, and why it was okay for you to do at the time. You can make yourself, you can tell yourself anything, but at the end of the day, you know in your heart and you know in your soul of soul that that the way you moved in that moment was shiesty, right? And you probably could have made another move, but you made the move you wanted to make, right? So now you stuck in that situation. You might be happily in that situation for that time being, right? So you got the situation you want, but then the character that you have, what that says about you, right? What that says about you, what it says to other people about you. Think about that. Think about how you're showing up in this world. Think about the integrity. Think about that, because let me tell you something. Those things mean a lot. And I'm gonna be the first to tell you, I ain't gonna say that my stuff has always been clean and always, you feel me? I can't say that, because when I look back on things, I can be honest with myself and say, yes, sis, you moved the wrong way on that, or you probably should have did that differently, and you may not should have done that. You feel me? Sometimes you so caught up in what you want at the time that you don't step back and take a look at, how it represents you, how this move represents you, how it may make you look. And a lot of times you may say, oh, forget what people think. Yeah, if you live in the world by yourself and you're never going to need people, yeah, forget what they think if you're never going to need people. But chances are at some point you have needed people, whether you needed people to stay with you or to you needed to go stay with them. You need to borrow some money. You need people in this world. Like you're just not going to be here and don't need anybody. Even if you're financially secure, there are things you're going to need that money ain't going to be able to handle. You're going to need favor. You're going to need somebody that's solid and willing, just want to stand up and support you in that moment. And it has nothing to do with money, right? But when you done showed up and showed out and presented yourself in a way where your character is garbage, right? Yeah, there is no integrity. There can be no trust. You the chick that a person don't even want really coming to their house when they got an old man, because they can't trust you. On the back door, you would do something slick. You would accept a comment that dude done gave you, with all smiles, knowing he shouldn't even be saying nothing reckless to you anyway. So instead of giving him a unit, you smiling and cheesing. So now he know if he really want to get next to you, he can. You understand? Like, you don't want to be that woman. Again, because it shows a certain level of desperation. It definitely points out your insecurities, right? And like I said, in the long run, you don't know who you're going to need. You don't know who's going to have to stand up and vouch for you. Who's going to have to say, like, yeah, she's solid. So I'm gonna go ahead and boom, I'm gonna, help her with this because I'm in position to do it. You understand? Burning bridges, that ain't it, because you'll never know when you're gonna have to cross them. And I just find it I find it real cute and cute and silly at the same time, like funny and silly at the same time. How as women we always willing to risk it all for a dude. And you already know, even if you get married, you already know what the percentage of the divorce rates are. You already know what the chances of it actually lasting are, but you really know the risk of your relationships with your sisters, your homegirls, your cut, every single thing you willing to risk just for this. So I encourage y'all ladies, take an inventory. Don't show up so desperate. Figure out what the real void is in your life, right? And then if you feel like, hey, all the moves you making so good, so wonderful, you ain't wrong about nothing, step back. Write it down. Revisit it in 10 years and see how it worked out for you. And sometimes it just might work out and be the best decision you ever made, right? But then, if you really had to go, if you really went about that situation in a grimy way, you was sneaky, you was lying, you was kind of like, you already know it's coming back to see you. You have to know that. You have to know that. So that's all for today, ladies. I just encourage y'all to, not show up in such a desperate way where you willing to risk everything for, a situation that may not necessarily, last forever. And sometimes it may not even be just a relationship. Sometimes you be willing to risk it all, by beating people out of money, by not paying them back what you owe them, by, you know what I'm saying, like, going to be friends with their enemies, silly snake stuff you go and do. Because right now this person bad might be bigger than your homegirl bad, right? But your homegirl, your day one, don't even get along with this chick. But here you're going out, she your bestie boo, she everything, right? Cause she up right now. But then years ago, when you was down, your bestie boo was the one that was there. Now you done forgot all about her. And just cause this chick is up and she's the popular chick now, you see what I'm saying? You ain't even thinking about, okay, how this may be making your homegirl feel. Cause this girl over here could have did some real slimy stuff to your homegirl. You're not even considering how that may be making her feel. That now you all booed up in her face. Cause she up. Cause you the user type. Cause you're an opportunist. So wherever the grass looks greener at, that's where you're planted at for that season. You think people don't know that about you? You think a person ain't peeping that about you? Your character, baby, it don't look good. It don't look good. And at the end of the day, that's really what you have to stand on. Because everybody know, like Trick said, the ones who is balling in, they ain't balling now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has seasons of prosperity. Everybody has seasons of ups and downs, this and that. So you can't get so hung up on who hot now, who got the bag now, who looking good now, who this and that now. Because give it 5 years, or better yet, you could give it a year. Like dude said on Rod Wave CD, boy, them Florida boys, y'all was just up a few hundred bands. Now y'all doing wig installs. You hear me? So it be funny how a person be willing to risk it all for what looks good in the moment. And then right around the corner, it is a downfall where you're going to need the same people that you boo-booed on. You feel me? The same people that you overlook going to be in a situation to either bless you or to boo-boo right back on you. Or to just sit back and laugh at you with how that played out for you. Right? So ladies, I say all that. I say it in love because like I say, we all in places in life that we've never been before, right? Just as sure as you living and you're experiencing this day, you haven't experienced this day before, even if you've done the same exact thing that you did yesterday. This is a new day, it's new times. We're all in places that we haven't been before, and my whole goal is growth. It is growth. None of us are perfect. None of us are going to get it right every time, right? But at a certain age and stage in life, there is a level of accountability that we all have to answer to and that we all should be able to stand up to. A lot of us refuse to take accountability for anything. We feel that what we're doing is wonderful and great and we're never wrong. We're not wrong. We don't want to be able to say, yeah, I was wrong. I could have did that better. I should have did that better because being this person was okay. I could have had a conversation. I could have said X, Y, and Z, or I could have just avoided that altogether, right? At the point where you grown, put away childish things. Be grown. Be grown. Because one thing about it, see, is repercussions and its consequences. And that's what you have to know. You can walk around here with a garbage character if you want to. Guarantee you're gonna be suffering in a couple ways. In a couple ways, you're gonna suffer. Bad character, it don't look good.